Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new show. And this time it's a story time where I basically just try and say a bunch of things until you start laughing. So here we go. And today, mainly, we're going to be talking about the radio. I know, the radio. Do people even listen to that? The only time that you listen to the radio is when you are trying to find the Bluetooth in the car. We've all been there. Even if you've had the car for a very long time, you know, and you're trying to get that Bluetooth working, sometimes your finger slips on a button and it turns it to the radio. And because you'll know, everybody knows the moment the radio turns on because the first thing you hear is a commercial. And you're like, what? My phone doesn't play commercials. Ah, I see. It's the radio. Because more often than not, my apologies, the radio, but what's with all the commercials? I mean, that's all it was. It's commercials 60% of the time, then some people talking to you about 20% of the time, and then, the rest of it is music. And it's only a few songs, unfortunately. Radio stations, they only get like 5 songs and they just play those songs. That's all they get. They get those songs for the week and it's over and over and over again. And they try different ways of like playing with your mind, but it's the same 5 songs. And after about Thursday, you're so confused by them switching it all around. And the people who are talking 20% of the time, they take a day off. And so it's just the music playing those 5 songs in a row with no commercials and no people talking, and you think you've entered into some sort of wonderland because you're just like cruising because these songs are now stuck in your head, so you find yourself vibing no matter what. If you listen to a song multiple times, at a certain point hysteria comes and you just find yourself going oh yeah, I got this jam, especially when they're just played in a row with no interruptions and it's just the music, kind of what you turn on the radio for sometimes. And you're just blown away by the pure sound of the same stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But what is it with the people talking now? Has that just gone? I mean, I know they've always tried to make it entertaining, but I think, and no offense to them and no bonus to this, but I think maybe podcasts and things like that have blown the radio. They just got nothing to talk about. And look, I'm sorry, and I don't want to bag on what happens next, but I heard this in the car, and I was like, "What am I listening to?" We went on vacation. We rented a car for the first time. Well, for the first time in my life, I've never rented a car before, and so of course, I thought we were going to experience the radio. Ooh. And of course, like we turn it on and I'm actually excited. There are a few times when you actually want to turn on the radio and it's because it's been so long and you hear like some goofball like me talking about the radio and you go, oh, I wonder what that's like. And you turn it on and it's just commercials. No, I'm just kidding. But you turn it on and people are talking and you go, oh yeah, these things have hosts. All right, let's see what they're chatting about. And I don't know if they're just scooping for the bottom of the barrel, but these 2 people were chatting. And this lady goes, oh, it was super interesting. I was talking to a friend who was joining the Secret Service, and they were telling me how much of how much mental strength it took to get through like the tests and things like that. And I'm thinking, okay, oh, this is exciting. She talked to someone who went through and like has joined the Secret Service. Like, what kind of training, like what kind of tests, like did they go through? Especially like what kind of mental challenges. This could be an interesting conversation. I thought, because she follows it up with, you know what I found really interesting? And of course, the co host or whatever was like, what, Margaret? Sorry, her name wasn't Margaret, but I mean, it just kind of flowed. I apologize. She goes, what, Margaret? And she goes, well, he was saying that he found it really interesting. I found it really interesting that he was saying not only was there a mental like challenge to the test, but also there was a physical challenge to, becoming a Secret Service. And the co-host is like, what? Really? And again, my apologies. And I know they're just trying to do their best, just like I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to make this entertaining. But I mean, come on, a little bit. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You talk to a person who's going through the Secret Service, and the thing you found most interesting is that there's a physical, like, that it also was physically challenging. Of course, it was physically challenging. They're joining the Secret Service, like, to protect, like, you know, important, people or places or things. I don't really know what those people do, but it says Secret Service. I would imagine that to do the secret or the service part, you would have to, there would be some sort of mental like challenge component to the test. Right? I'm not like saying or taking anything away. I'm just saying why was this person surprised that there was a physical like that could be part of the test to becoming a Secret Service. And the co-host, I mean, I get it. They only have maybe like a minute and a half to like say something and make it all. But she was, and that's a great sign of a co-host too. Like not to bash them at all, but in support. Because on the one hand, you could be like, all right, Margaret, we're not doing this again. You gotta step up your game. Really? No, she was like, oh, really? That's super exciting. What? I wouldn't have thought of that. Like, I mean, for selling it, 2 thumbs up. Well, 1 thumb up because I'm not going to raise 2 thumbs for this. And neither are you people. Or neither are you guys. And again, don't take anything away from that because, they're just trying to do their thing and, I listened to it, but still, I was like, whoa, that all the good stuff, all the good topics might be out the door with that one. But, sometimes when you're playing with the radio, that used to be, talk about, I'll throw you one like old guy joke. Talk about, that was all, I used to ask my grandfather what instrument, if he ever played like an instrument or anything like that. And he was like, yeah, I played a mean radio. And at first, what? And then a second, you know what? Me too. If you can get your stations all lined up, because you can save them. This is going old school. Not that old school, but this is going like, people are like, what? Because you still have the buttons in the car. Some places do. But for the radio, you can save stations so that when it gets to the, other 70% that you didn't want to really listen to because you wanted to hear the tunes, you could just change. And if you were good and quick enough, you could always have music playing. So after thinking about it, I was like, hey, you know what? I too will learn how to play the radio so that I don't have to listen to that. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and we'll catch you guys all in the next one. Until next time, later.